Hello and welcome back. Today we will configure SSH on the switch. That means the security shell protocol. So you can access the switch remotely. So this is our PC admin, which we will gonna use after we configure the SSH to access the switch. So let us first start with the router. We have to configure the interface and assign an IP address for the interface. Interface gigabit 0x0. IP address will be 192.168.100.1. Subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0 and say no shutdown. Exit to right. So now let us configure the switch. Enable config T. Let us configure VLAN 1. By default it's shut down, so we have to say no shutdown. Let us assign an IP address which was 192.168.100.254, the last IP address. 255.255.255.0. say exit. IP default will be 192.168.100.1. So now let us configure the SSH. We have to start with the host name. First we have to assign a host name, SW1. Then we have to configure the domain IP domain name, for example cisco.com. Then we have to assign an enable password. Enable password will be Cisco. Then we have to configure the username as an admin and a password as Cisco, for example. Then we have to assign the IP SSH version 2. Then we have to create a crypt algorithm, which is crypto key generate, then question mark RSA. Then we will use 1024 and 24. Now we have enabled the SSH version 2. Then we have to use the way of accessing it or logging it, line VTY from 0 to 15. The password, or let us say local, log in locally, then transport input question mark. We are working on SSH. Then we have to say exit, do right. So now we have the IP address. Let us verify what we have configured. We have configured the host name. We have enabled a password, Cisco. And then we have enabled the IP SSH version 2. We have created a domain name, and we use the username and a password. We have assigned an IP address on VLAN interface and the IP default. And the line VTY login locally, then transport input SSH. Now let us see if we can get an access. Oh, I have to configure the IP address of this PC, and the default gateway will be 100.1. Let us check if it can ping its default gateway. Yes. Let us check if we can ping the router, the switch. Yes. So now let us access the SSH-L admin. Then the IP address was 254. The password is Cisco. Enable password is Cisco. Now we are in a switch using SSH. Do show run. As you can see, we are accessing through the admin PC a switch. For example, let's change the host name from SW to S1. You can see we have changed it from SW1 to S1. That's how configure SSH on the switch and how to get an access remotely from the PC to the switch. Thank you so much.